Right now, let us look at one of the opinions that we've seen. This is the former Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, of course, always associated with Stanford University. Technically, our longest war is not Afghanistan, it is Korea. That war didn't end in victory, it ended in a stalemate. South Korea did not achieve democracy. 70 years later, we have more than 28,000 American troops there and an admission that even the sophisticated South Korean army cannot deter the North alone. Annmarie Hordern has read the document. Annmarie, we're beginning to see nuanced opinion. Is anyone defending the president?
It's hard to find someone that is defending the president, Tom, but I have spoken to some congressmen, especially the gentleman from Massachusetts, the congressman who served in Afghanistan, who said it is time that we should be leaving the country. But this is really where the debate, we need to draw that distinction, a line of the debate. The administration certainly wants to have the debate on whether or not the United States should have troops on the ground in Afghanistan. Now, this country has debated that for years, if not over a decade. The debate that many in Washington want to have, and you saw that yesterday from Senator Bob Mendez with a scathing letter to the administration about that they want answers. There's going to be hearings on this, is about why was this withdrawal and this evacuation so chaotic?
Annmarie, it's a look back, and with your work yesterday in that press conference, there's trying to be a look forward. What's the look forward this morning for the Biden administration?
Well, the president returned from Camp David yesterday evening, and today we know that the president is going to have a speech on COVID. Yes, COVID is certainly an issue still for this administration, but for me, that clearly signals that they are trying to move past and change this narrative that is in the press about Afghanistan, because now this has become quite a dark, gloomy cloud over the administration as they are trying to get underway other projects. I would say from yesterday, from that briefing, one thing was very clear to me. This August 31st deadline about the withdrawal is going to be one of those dates we need to watch. They were hesitant to say whether or not that will be extended. They are saying that they are working with the task at hand, but certainly they are working every day to try to get American civilians, personnel, and Afghans out. But there is a date on August 31st, and what we are hearing on reports on the ground in Kabul is that the Taliban is actually now starting to circle the Kabul airport. So are there going to be more troops that need to be extended? The path forward is one that seems very precarious at the moment.
Annmarie, a lot of people pointing fingers at President Biden saying, how could he get this so wrong, given the fact that, frankly, a lot of the people on the ground could have predicted that it would have taken a lot shorter period of time for Afghanistan to fall to the Taliban control. Who is advising him as he plots a path forward?
His entire national security team, Secretary of State, his Secretary of Defense. I mean, this is a group of people. You saw there on that picture they sent out over the weekend about who is advising the president. There's going to be a lot of questions on, was this an intelligence error or was this a policy error? The point you make, though, Lisa, is a good one. On July 8th, when the president said it is not inevitable that the Taliban would take over Afghanistan, at that moment, the Taliban actually had more control of districts than the Afghan government. So for many, as you say, it was inevitable. What the administration says was the actual Taliban at the gates, coming into the Capitol, sitting in the presidential palace where you had Ashraf Ghani just sitting hours before. They said that was shockingly fast.
So going forward, how much credibility has the Biden administration lost? We asked this yesterday. We continue to ask it from a policy perspective, and it's certainly what markets care about. Are we getting any sense of what the answer is today?
I think they've lost a tremendous amount of credibility when you see the letters that are being penned to the administration. And this is not just from the opposition Republican Party. This is from inside his most staunch supporters of the Democratic Party, senators and congressmen and women alike, wanting answers on why this withdrawal was so chaotic and why that potentially the administration put American men and women in harm's way. So that's on the domestic side. And then you have also the international credibility. It seems that the European leaders are just exacerbated with what is going on with the Americans. And you heard that yesterday and this morning from Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Annmarie, talk to us about the president's approval ratings. Are they starting to go in the wrong direction?
They are. There's an approval rating overnight from Political and Morning Consultant that shows that the approval rating also specifically on Afghanistan has started to sour, where this had wide approval amongst Americans on the withdrawal in April that has now dropped about 15 points. And of course, this is as all Americans, especially in the age of social media, are seeing with an instant what is happening on the ground. So this is starting to become more worrisome for the president's credibility and approval rating, these images. And as I say, could potentially paint a very dark, cloudy picture over the remaining agenda for his administration.
Annmarie, thank you.